Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. Thank you as always for your tweets. Look at Don bobbing away to the music. Frank Leboeuf is with us as well. Craig Burley has kept his tie on here in the studio.
I had a decision to make during the show.
Because of the chins issue.
Yeah. It's because of the gym issue. The gym issue, Don, has brought on a chins issue. And the chins issue has brought on a tie collar issue for the current wardrobe. And I was thinking I was just about to go non-tie when the show started, when I got 3, 2, 1 and I didn't have time to take it off.
No.
So I had to go for
There it is.
I've got £10 to go, I know that.
Oh, well, there
I hear
we
they're
go.
opening in the gym.
Perfect. Good.
I hear they're opening it soon.
Oh, it's a negative start, Don.
Don't.
Which manager in the Premier League is most likely to get the sack?
Which manager? I mean, knowing Watford's model, probably Roy Hodgson. That's a great question.
Oh.
That is a good question. That's a
Can we have an
hard
answer?
question. Well, it's a hard one because I don't really think anyone's under that amount of pressure. Teams at the bottom have changed their managers. I don't think Leeds would sack Bielsa. I'll go with Bielsa, even though I would hate that to happen because I'm a Bielsa fan. But if they drift and they lose 2 or 3 more, they might panic.
What about your boy Frank?
No, he just got the job done. No.
Who's above them?
No.
I don't think Deitch will go at Burnley, but they have got new ownership.
Yeah.
Don't think he'll
No.
go.
Rogers is okay? He's got enough money in the bank?
Yeah, I think he's fine. That was a disaster for them.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I think all the sort of protagonists have gone
Yeah.
at the moment.
Craig, Frenkie de Jong received a lot of stick recently about his performances. Do you think he's somewhat redeemed himself in the big game against Atleti? Also, is he more comfortable in that deeper role and conducting play?
Well, I don't think he played that deep against Atleti because Busquets played. I think he did a bit of both, did a bit of everything, which is what I would expect from Frenkie de Jong. I think he's a player who, even though he's not big in stature, but he still has enough defensive, deeper lying attributes. But also, and I think we saw it in the game before against Alaves when he was making runs into the box. We saw it again against Atleti. So I think he can do more, but I think he can do a bit of everything. I think he can conduct the play from deeper and make those runs into the box that our colleague Stuart Robson is always asking for. But he was certainly better but as a whole, Barcelona.
Yeah, they were good. Frank, I was watching John Terry talking about you and how you helped him in his early days. Was he that good when he was a teenager? Oh, Frank.
Of course, he was fantastic. He was already a wire. That's something that I saw. And I saw him the first time I saw him. I remember, and Craig can witness that, where in winter he was the only one training with shorts and short sleeves, and he wasn't. He barely warmed up. He was running everywhere. He was very tough. We saw that he had a future. He had to, let's say, make sure that his will wasn't too much, in terms of tackling and everything, that he has to centralize everything to make sure he could be the player that he became, and he did very well. And when I left the club and I knew that he will take my place over, I said to him, "It's your time now. Do what you have to do, and I'm sure you're gonna be successful." Well, I saw him at the end of his career. I say, well, you blew me over. It's blew me up. It was absolutely fantastic.
What a mentor, Frank Leboeuf. It's your turn now,
It's
son.
your time.
It's your turn. It's like a
George,
Star
you're
Wars.
trying to come in every day and just talk and training every freaking day.
Did you two coincide when you were in Chelsea? John Terry?
Yeah, I was a young boy when I was there. Yeah, in the youth team.
Yeah.
And him and Jody Morris and 1 or 2 others. What a crew they were.
Yeah.
As youngsters. But I can't remember the exact time frame, but clearly he knew John was going to be a player. But they actually sent him out to Nottingham Forest on loan.
Right.
I can't remember exactly what year and for how long. But they were shrewd enough. They knew he wasn't quite ready. Maybe he was playing a few games in the reserves. But they sent him out to Nottingham Forest to get some experience, some game time, which was clever. And then he came back and then he worked his way into the first team. So yeah, he was managed well, but you could see by his build and his stature, he was going to be a player.
Don, do you want to join in the John Terry love fest?
No, yeah, I like a bit of JT. Proper captain. Been out with him a few times. Good lad. Pretty sure Craig will endorse that. Unbelievable player. I think he maximised his career, didn't he? I mean, what a pro.
Hey, Don, did you notice Don earlier? That was a lovely picture you put out earlier, Don. With
what picture did he pick out?
He was watching. You were watching the football with your grandkids.
You mean Dougie and Fletcher are 5?
Yeah,
his twins.
Your 2 boys. I mean, one of them had an Everton shirt on, and one of them had a Newcastle. Is that? Did you just tell them to put that, or are they actually following those 2 teams?
No, it's not by design. They've got one's got a Liverpool, one's got an Everton kit, one's got a Real Madrid, one's got a Barca kit. My brother's obviously a Newcastle fan, and so am I. So my brother sent me Newcastle tops down. So yeah, they've got loads of different tops.
Who do they support, Don?
They don't, Dan. They're like me. They're a little bit weird. So in the Euros, in the Euros, I said to Dougie, who are you going to support, Dougie? And he doesn't really know what support means because he's only 5. And he went, I like black and black.
Okay.
I'm thinking black and black. Germany. So he went, yeah. So he got a Germany kit, black and black. And
nice.
Fletcher's a little bit Fletcher's a little bit different. He's a little bit sort of a little bit kooky, shall we say? And he went, I want red, green, red.
Okay.
And I was like, red, green, red. Portugal.
Perfect.
So in the summer, one was supporting Germany and one was supporting Portugal, just because they like the colours.
I'm wondering how they've taken this kind of trait off.
Well, I know. Well, there you go.
There's a new one on the way,
kid for
Craig.
Don coming soon as well. Another kid for Don coming soon. That's exciting.
Another one in April coming.
Frank, do your kids care about football at all?
My son went to the Nîmes Academy when he was like 16 or 17, but he had a back problem, so... Well, I'm not sure it was a real back problem, but he said, "Well, you know, I'm too hurt, so I want to give up." I said, "Okay." And now he's an actor. He's on stage sometimes, and he works on that. So I guess he's following daddy's path, but he's good on acting. I guess he's better than me. So it's okay for me.
There we go. Frank, do you think the recent turnover at centre-back for Bayern will affect them next year? In the last 2 years, they've lost Boateng, Alaba and now Süle.
It's always tricky to change the individuals, you know, when in such an important spot on the field. But they showed during their history that they shouldn't. It wasn't a problem for them. So. It was a time for Boateng and, especially Boateng to get out of Bayern Munich. I think his performances weren't that good. I was surprised that Alaba left because Alaba is a fantastic player. But always been the choice of Bayern to find new juries, I would say, and the player that they have, and Süle is one of the experienced ones, are fitting them good. So I have no problem and no concern about Bayern Munich. They know what they have to do and they know the recipe of getting good players.
Ask Frank if Messi will match Neymar's impact at PSG. Why is he mute on Messi underperforming? I guess if it was Neymar, he would bring it up even in his dreams.
If I've been harsh on Neymar, it's mostly because of his behavior towards opponents. His behavior around the club. We don't hear about anything about Messi, and we don't hear that Messi is teasing the opponents, that Messi is doing something special during February and Rio Carnival, or his sister's birthday if he has a sister. About the game, I always said when Neymar had a good game that he was a very good player, and I always said about Messi that we're still waiting for the good Messi. It's only last week with the last game that I say, well, we saw a bit better about Messi this season, and maybe it will be the time where we're gonna see Messi coming back from his best. But I've never been too nice to Messi and too harsh on Neymar. I've just been realistic, I think.
Final question. Don, How nervous were you for commentating your first game? Were you more or less nervous compared to your football debut?
More
Really?
nervous. Yeah, more. I worked with Steve Bauer, who was a brilliant commentator, and he gave me a great little line, and he just said, take yourself back to when you played your first game. He went, what were you like when you played your first game? And I went, obviously really nervous. And he went, and what were you like after 50 games? I went, I was fine. He went, commentary's the same. He went, keep it simple first game. He went, you'll find your voice, you'll find what you're good at and what you're bad at. And he went, in 50 games time, he went, you'll be fine. But I think my first game, Dan, one of my first games was a German game as well. So fresh into commentating on the Bundesliga. And you just have this you're just petrified because you think, pronunciations, I'm not going to pronounce them right. I'm going to get things wrong. And then, as I said, you keep it simple and you concentrate on what you see. And then before you know it, once you're in the league and you're watching the league, you absolutely love it. And I'm like that with the Bundesliga and Serie A this season, as well as the Prem.
You didn't get nervous, did you?
Just like now. A little.
Yeah, really?
wasn't.
I can't imagine you ever nervous about anything.
No. Well, I mean,
That brash arrogance.
well, sorry, that's the case.
That guy, he's French. He's French. Craig Burley is French now.
I started doing radio commentaries when I was still playing, when I was mid-20s. And I didn't start doing TV commentaries. I did TV studio when I was playing, but I didn't start actually doing... So I had a lot more experience in radio
Okay.
before I did my first TV.
Right. No, didn't have
It
to
was
worry
a little
about...
bit different because obviously with the monitors and
Yeah.
all that. So I wasn't nervous, I was a little bit apprehensive.
Right.
That went years ago.
And what about when you do a World Cup final? Does that the sense of occasion?
Yeah, I wasn't. No, because I've been working at that point for 57 years. Quite long. So when I was lucky enough to do the World Cup final for ITV Sport, no, I wasn't. I don't think you're nervous. You're just used to doing it. Just want to make sure you try and do a good job.
Right.
Horrible game as well, so that didn't help. So yeah, that was difficult. But no, I'm not nervous about that. No, I would have been nervous had I only been working. Say I'd left playing and I'd been doing TV 6 months, and then somebody said you're doing the World Cup final for ITV.
Right.
I think that'd have been a different matter.
Right. Frank, when you been most nervous? Your professional debut at football, acting, or TV?
Oh no, football for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
And you know what? The nice story about my first game that I started, it was against Nice in Nice, and I asked the physio to strap my ankle because I twisted my ankle a couple of weeks before, and he did too much. But I didn't want to complain because I was young and I just started. But after 30 minutes, I fell down because there were no blood on my foot, on my right foot, after 30 minutes. But I didn't want to say anything, but I couldn't run. My foot was completely white. And so they took the strap off, and I did another 15 minutes, and half time they put me out and they substituted me. But that was my first game.
What about the World Cup final, Frank? How nervous were you then?
Well, I think it's something I don't even want to talk about because that was unbearable. You want to hide in a forest, you don't want to be on the field. And when you play, it's okay, but it's just before,
I bet.
During the day, under the tunnel, but during the game, you just play a game. We are football player, but before it's a nightmare.
Don, did you have a game like that where you were extra nervous?
No, I used to thrive off it, Dan, a little bit. I mean, me and Craig both played at. Me and Craig both played at Wembley, and I can remember. I think the calmest I think I've ever been, and the most pumped I think I've ever been for a football match is being at Wembley, and the English national anthem was being played. Sorry, the Scottish national anthem was being played, and the English fans were booing like you wouldn't believe, like horrendous whistles, like booing the whole stadium was going ballistic over the Scottish national anthem. And I was like loving it. I was like, I love being in the Lion's Den. I was like, this is what we're here for. This is what, like Frank said, the worst bit's like the preparation the night before, can't sleep, can't eat any food because you're so like anxious and you're nervous and you've got that anxious belly. Then the morning of the game, you're a little bit the same. But once you put your kit on and once you put your boots on, it's like your comfort zone, and standing there taking all that abuse, loved it.
That is it. What happened in that game, Don?
Don scored.
Yeah, there we go.
We won,
I was
mate.
waiting for him to... No wonder he brought it up. There it is. Just a reminder, ESPN FC back on your screens tomorrow. Be plenty of Premier League action for us to reflect on.
Is there?
Yes, there is plenty. Trust me. Thank you very much for watching ESPN FC on YouTube. For more highlights, analysis and exclusive content, be sure to subscribe.